Yeah.
Secret Invasion star Emilia Clarke insists green screen acting is real acting.
Yeah.
Who said it wasn't?
Anthony Hopkins.
Shut your old ass up, man. Shut your old ass up. You know how many movies have been shot in green screen since fucking Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
Don't talk about Chianti and Fava Bean.
Chianti.
I don't think he's referencing using it for like CGI purposes. I think it's more like, hey, I'm an actor on this here, and then the person that I'm acting against doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
It is nothing. And I think that's maybe more of what he's referring to. So I'm just acting at nothing for the most part, because it's acting at what's eventually going to turn into a CGI squirrel once the movie's done. But right now, nothing. It's a tennis ball. It's like, or whatever as a placeholder. So I think that's maybe what he was in reference to.
I just want to know why he thinks that isn't real acting when you have to talk to an inanimate object and try to convey emotion and look at this. Like, you have to, like, imagine looking at your mic right now and giving like a monologue and thinking like, oh, this is eventually going to turn into a fucking dragon or something.
Yeah.
I think that's the point. But I think if you traditionally there's like give and take when you're doing like a scene with somebody. It's like,
there has to be a bit. So there has to be a back and forth for Anthony Hopkins to consider a real acting.
I guess.
I mean,
you have to give me energy and I have to reciprocate that and I have to give this back. So we have to play this tennis match, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's even harder.
300 was a great movie. Fuck you.
Yeah, I think that's even harder to do it with nothing to pull from. Like, yeah, I gotta imagine it's some mountain in the back.
The deep depths of your imagination. You gotta imagine, like, hey, I know what the finished product is gonna be. I gotta convey emotion of this tennis ball and me, and I gotta convey all emotions, everything to this fucking nothing.
Yeah, but I think his experience is different than everybody else's because Angela Bassett said like there was an actual throne room there. Yes, it was CGI, but it was practical shit there to go off of, and like Avatar.
It's not real hip hop. That's crazy.
Yeah, Avatar for example, Avatar. They're actually just imagine. You got to imagine that this motherfucker got tentacles on him, but he got dots on his face and the whole contraption on him.
Yeah, the dots on him, and man, he's just old.
Yeah,
probably just old and ornery.
That too.
Yeah, what Andy Serkis does is crazy.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just saying that's probably where his stance comes from, somewhat.
Yeah, I need TMZ to run up on him and hey, what the fuck you mean by that?
Yeah, but because to say it's not real acting, like Christopher Judge, that nigga's killing fucking Kratos. He killing the performance. This nigga actually crying and shit.
But that's different because he's also acting with someone.
Yeah,
not all the time though. There's a scene where he's just hearing the voice, and he's just going off of. It's something that's not really there. Like he's just going off of that. Like it's not always like the dude who plays the Trey is there. But I don't know. Anthony Hopkins shit might be different. Like he might see all this green and be like, "What the fuck is this?" I gotta imagine like I actually have a spear in my hand and sitting.
Nah, Grandpa I hate her.
Also, maybe what they made him do versus what other people end up doing in their movies might have been different. So maybe from his experience, the way he experienced it, maybe that's why he feels that way. And it might be different for other people because different directors do different things. So maybe when he was doing it, forced up against it, it was different versus how everybody else has been.
You know that was the critique that they had about the Phantom Menace. Like they had Liam Neeson in there, and it was like he can't act because he's going off of shit that's not there. And that was like the first of its kind to have a movie like that in full green screen that you had to go off of like your imagination. So he probably was just like off, like oh shit, this is new experience. I'm not used to this.
Do this. I don't think was that great of a director, like to pull that out of the actor in that type of scenario. I think it might have worked in the older days because it was different, but like if it's a new sort of process and probably new things in the way they were doing it, maybe he didn't get the best performances out of them as he probably should have or could have.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see that. I hate sand.
Put your ass down, Grandpa. Go be a grandpa in some movie. And I hope they put you in like a green screen or something like that. Put you on FaceTime or something like that, but they can't have you on FaceTime for real. You gotta talk to like a blank screen.
Like I said, hey son.
Yeah,
there's another thing about that. The reason why Hayden Christensen acting was so good in the Obi-Wan shit as Anakin was because he had the show to pull from. He had the Clone Wars show to pull from, and they actually put some personality into this motherfucker a little bit.
Yeah, it was written better and it was just directed better stuff for him to like sort of do.
Oh man,
You know.
yeah.
Let us see.
Everybody was sort of stiff in that movie. Even Natalie Portman, who's like a fucking.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just like it was just partly, I think, the script and dialogue, and partly direction. They just didn't pull the best acting out of everyone. I think.
Yeah.
That is
Or do better.